Hi everyone. We're going to talk today about how to work with stackable presets and brushes. And it's really easy once you get the hang of it. So let's dive right in. I'm going to reset this photo that I have up for us to work on. Um, I've got open the Sleeklens presets for landscapes, and this is a really great set to work with landscapes. I have a really soft sunset shot here. And let's take a look at what the presets look like before we start applying. So we have different sections that are numbered. We have the all-in-one section with zeros, and then we have section 1 with the basis, 2 with the exposure, and so on, down to 6 for vignetting. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to go through each section and apply as needed. So each section is going to have a different effect that you keep layering on until you get the desired look for that photo. When you're starting out, you typically are going to want to choose a preset from the all-in-one section or from the base section to get started, and then you apply the other adjustment presets on top of that. The reason I say that is the all-in-one presets, if we click on one here, you'll see it applied the preset, and if you look at the sliders, you'll see that there are sliders adjusted throughout each section on this right side. Whereas if you go to the base presets, let's click on basic film, you'll see that only the sliders in this basic module at the very top have been adjusted. Everything else has been left at 0 or the program standard. What that means is these all-in-one presets are intended to be just that, an all-in-one edit in one click. And you can, of course, apply a preset and then make adjustments as needed. So I apply this preset and I say, you know what, I want it a little bit warmer, I want it with more clarity, I want it with, more saturation in the reds, whatever it is that you feel you need for that photo. You can always adjust the sliders no matter what preset you're applying, so you're never bound to how we set the presets. Similarly, if you apply the all-in-ones, you can still apply these other presets on top of it. So you're never bound to just using that one preset. So I've applied the Calm Sunset preset, but let's say I'm going to skip the base ones because I don't feel I have a need for a base preset if I use the all-in-one. And let's say, for example, I want to darken shadows and I want to do a color pop to make those colors pop out a little bit more and maybe add some clarity and sharpen, which I always like to do, and then maybe a subtle black vignette. So that's a nice enough photo. I'm relatively happy with that, but maybe there are some things that I want to adjust. So once you go through these developed presets, you also get these great brushes. And the brushes are also stackable, which is phenomenal. So you go through a brush, let's say we go to the adjustment brush, and by the way, the brushes you get, you'll see that they apply for the adjustment brushes as well as your graduated filters. You have the same pull down menu of options. So when you install a brush into Lightroom, it pops up for both of those tools. So let's use the adjustment brush, and let's say we want to add a little more contrast and clarity to all these rocks down here. And we're going to have, let's put this flow at about 80s, and there we go, we're painting that effect on. Now let's say, for example, I've applied this, I'm happy with that. We're going to click New and say, you know what, now I want them to look a little bit warmer. So I'm going to go to the color section and pick the brush to warm things up, make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to brush it over here and you're going to see these warm tones. Now I'm doing this very hastily, so you would be probably a little bit more precise with your brushing when you do it over yours, but this gives you the idea of what you can do as far as stacking brushes goes. So I've just stacked a warm brush over the contrast and clarity brush, and both effects have been applied. Say, for example, now I want to add a little bit of contrast to this mountain landscape in the back, the skyline. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger and apply it there. Now I'm seeing, for example, that it's actually making it look a little bit brighter in some parts. So I'm going to go and I'm going to adjust this brush, and I'm going to say I want to reduce the exposure a little bit and maybe even up the clarity. And I can make that adjustment, and you'll see that it shows this brush and it shows that it's edited because you've customized it. And then you can click done and you're all set. So I hope this goes to show that you can stack your presets, you can layer your brushes, and that everything is editable. So you can always make adjustments specifically for the photo that you're working on. And I hope this has been very helpful. I hope this gives you a lot more tools to play with when you're editing. Good luck and have a lot of fun.